Well, check this out. So I was just sitting here, and she was running, and all of a sudden, bang! And so I turned it off real fast, but unfortunately we got something going on here. Might be a blown cap or something. We'll have to pull this open and check that out. But yeah, look at the smoke. So I'm hoping it's just a cap. We can replace that, get her back up to speed. It is time now to open up this monitor and see what caused it to smoke. So first of all, you can see that we've got screws on the top there. These little plastic pieces were in there covering that up. I took those out. So that's the first order of business. So those screws are off the top. Now let's see what else we have to deal with here. Okay, it looks like we've got some screws on the bottom here and here that are attached to this outer shell, and these also may be holding the outer shell. Got this little magnetic tray with the screws. I don't know why it took me so many years to finally get one of those. Alright. Now let's get this off. And let's see what we can see. So there's definitely something rattling around in there. And I'm guessing by the darkness of the area there that something inside the power supply has gone bad. And I'm hoping it's just a capacitor or two, because that should be fairly easy to fix. So let's see about getting this off of there. And that is the general area that the smoke was coming out. I mean, there was vents in the top, so it was kind of coming out kind of over here. But that's a telling sign there. Always want to be careful taking apart old CRTs, because some pretty high voltages going on. Okay, we've got a cable there, and this is attached here. Let's see if I can get a shot of that. Yeah, you can see that. Let's see. Okay, so there's no screws holding the power supply on there. So I believe at this point there's one screw down here, unless it's some kind of a plug. We've got plugs here. Sorry if my head's in the way. Okay, got that. So now you can see, oh, I had it zoomed in. We have these two little ports down here that the power supply plugs into. You can see again there, burn mark. Here's a piece. Looks like something or other microfarads on there. So what I don't have is a way to get into this right here. I'm going to have to take this back to my shop and drill those rivets out. So we've got 3 rivets. Once I get that out, once I get that open, I can see what component has bit the dust and proceed with trying to fix this thing. Okay, I brought this IBM monitor power supply home to my shop and drilled out those rivets and took it apart, and you can see right here this cap is bulging at the top and is definitely going bad. This one looks like it's maybe bulging a little bit. It's not. Yeah, it is a little bit. You know, we've got these smaller caps, they look okay, but this here is the one that blew. And I think it's the same as one of these. That's 0.1 microfarads. And it's a 250 volt. Let's see, here it is. Yeah. Very obviously, this is the one that blew. We've got a bunch of gunk down here. This one's probably been, one or both of these have been leaking. Unless, no, it looks like maybe this one, well, this one definitely leaked out all this garbage. Maybe that one's leaking too, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and replace all the caps on here. These 2, these 3, these 2, these 2. And hopefully that will solve the problem. Oh, we've got a bunch more right here. I don't know if I'll replace those or not, but you know, it's like while I'm in here I might as well, you know. Definitely gonna do these big guys. So anyway, there's the culprit. At first here, should probably work on taking them all off. I have a teeny little bit of solder wick. I need to get some more solder wick, but so, and I really want to get a nice desoldering iron and all that, but you know, when you're just starting out, you gotta do with what you got. And what I've got is this guy. Yeah, looks like I got a little bit of I'll pick up some more solder wick tonight on my way home. So probably I'm not going to be finishing this all in one sitting. Okay, there's the first one out, and this is a 35 volt 10 microfarad. So C13 is 35 volt, 10 microfarad. Alright. Okay, so that's a 200 volt, 47 microfarad there on C31. So C31, 200 volt, 47 microfarads. Alright, so that's the end of my solder wick. Alright, so I'm going to proceed to add the capacitors back onto the board here. So I'm just going to start on this side and work that way. C14, 11, and 13. C13 is 35 volt, 10 microfarad. Here's one. In a bag. Well, that's one way to do it, I guess. Alright, so that's 13. Positive is the long lead. Looks like there we go. It's always fun. Here we go. And there you have it. I'll have to clip all those off, but there's all the capacitors redone, ready to plug her in and see if that fixed it. Okay, so just got to clip these excess leads off of here. Okay, I got them all. Here's the case, basically. So I had got these sheet metal screws to replace the rivets. 3 of them there. So here's another thing I need to solder back on is those 2 contacts, but basically I'm trying to remember, they were in here, and this goes in here like this. Just gotta solder these 2 little guys on here. There we go. Okay, that one will definitely work. Okay, and then this whole thing So I gotta screw those back in because I used the rivets to, I drilled the rivets out. Okay, there we have it, back together. So, now, we've got these that plug into there, and these that sit down on there. This clamps to here. So let's plug these in. And try to line this up. That's actually going to be easier to put back on, so I believe I needed to kind of rotate that. It's not the easiest. Angle here. Okay, that's a beginning. And I have, now where's my stubby screwdriver when I need it? Well, so there's that back on. Now we can try to get this in here. Okay. Okay, that is everything. There we go. And these are in here. These in the top. So this one actually broke when I took it out. So I'm going to glue that back on there. Whoa. Don't watch. That was very amateur. But it should work. Okay, good. There we go. Count to 30. Okay. I'll let that dry before we try to put it in. So there it is, back together. Try it out. I got it set up. Let's turn this on, see if it works. Okay, we got power. Looks like we're displaying. No smoke. No smoke yet. System options not set. So it'll boot into basic here. Okay, good. Now I also want to try. I'm going to try booting from the floppy disk. Here we go. MS-DOS 6.2, brand new package. At least I'm assuming it's brand new. Never been opened. Okay, and here we have the disk packet. I'm going to slit that open, just like it was 1984 or 6 or whenever. When did 6.2 come out? Late 80s, early 90s? Okay, we got disk 1, disk 2, disk 3, disk 4. So I'm assuming we want to start with disk 1. So let's try rebooting here. Starting MS-DOS. Okay. Setup is checking your system configuration. Setup cannot install MS-DOS 6.2 on your computer. Your computer does not have a hard disk. Your hard disk is not functioning correctly, or your hard disk requires a special device driver. Contact your computer vendor for assistance. To install MS-DOS on a floppy disk, press Enter. To exit setup, press F3. MS-DOS 6.2 is not completely installed. If you exit setup now, you will need to run setup again later. Okay, so it's telling us that our C drive is not working. So that's the next step of this project. Check out what's wrong with the hard drive.